Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Daily IoT. This is the one that, I say that every episode. This is the one we've been waiting for. Every episode is the episode I've been waiting for because I'm having so much fun doing this. This is just, I'm really excited about this. Today is the day that we're going to stick our RFM69 node into the dryer and do a full functional test. We're not going to simulate anything. It's the first time that we'll use our IRM05 instead of the one that we had on the desktop. This is the one I actually want to put in the dryer. I'm stuck in my washing machine here. Hold on. So we're going to hook this up. I have disconnected the buzzer. These are the two leads that go to the buzzer, which is this guy right in here. You probably can't see anything because it's dark. Anyway, the buzzer is right in here. And so we are going to hook the IRM05 up to the buzzer output and connect it to our RFM69 module and see if the actual dryer sends us an actual text. So another tip on this IRM05 module is that these are just normal jumper leads that are female to male, and the female ends slip right on the little feet on the bottom, which actually works really nice. They're really actually nice and tight. Probably could leave it like that inside the dryer, but we're not going to. We'll talk about that at the end of the episode. So this is it. We're gonna wire this up. We'll connect these two up to our RFM69 module, these guys up to the buzzer, and we'll turn on the dryer, see if we get some magic. What we need to be careful with here is that these leads that go to the buzzer, first of all, unplug the dryer. And first of all, I'm gonna have to say, do not try this at home, although I really do want you to try this at home. It's really awesome. But the point of that is I am not responsible if you electrocute yourself. I'm only responsible if I electrocute myself. So unplug the dryer first, which we do have it unplugged, but these are running at 120 volts when the buzzer goes off, and so they're just dangling down right now, resting on this little metal piece back here, which is going to be super bad if they're both touching because they're going to short circuit 120 volts right to itself and probably flip the breaker. But if one of them's touching and it's the hot side, actually if it's either side, once the buzzer goes off, we're going to charge the whole back of the dryer, and so also very dangerous. So please do not try this at home, but when you do try it at home, be super careful and know what you're doing. You can't see it because it's off frame, but my Raspberry Pi is sitting right here. I have the old homemade antennas on it, and so I don't know what the range is like. I'll mess around with range tests later. I just want to prove the concept of the dryer working. And so what I have done is I've got a little terminal program here on my phone because I don't have a monitor, obviously, or a keyboard set up here. I just fired up the Docker container from my phone so that our gateway code is running. It says connected with result code 0. And if you remember from a previous episode, that means we have connected to the Losant MQTT broker. And now, I mean, if I've got everything right, I'm going to hit start on the dryer. It's going to take a few minutes because you have to put it near the end of cycle and let it get to the end of the cycle. And then when it goes off, I should get a text on my phone if everything goes well. So let's start button over here. Let's hope nothing blows up. Okay, now we wait. Dryer's off. We got nothing at the end of cycle. So what are we missing? Time to grab the meter, do some debugging. Now I've got just a power cord, the same thing that I had down in the office setup, going into the IRM all the way over. And so now we're just going to simulate by turning this on, see if we get a message over at the gateway and a text. So let's try that. So I also did not get anything with that either. So something else is going on here. Oh, man. Do you know what's wrong? I just looked back in there. There's no trinket. There's no trinket on that breadboard that I just stuck in there. The trinket's still on my desk from messing around and programming down in the office. Wow. Okay. Let me go grab the trinket, put it back onto the breadboard, and then we'll and we'll see if this works. We got the trinket now. There's the message. And there's the text. Okay. All right, let's wire it up again. Dryer's done. We got a message. And we got a text. Oh, that was awesome. So the buzzer turns on 5 seconds before the cycle ends, so that thing is on its way sending you a text before this even starts. I mean, I wasn't paying attention. What was that, about 3 seconds after the cycle was done? I got the text, so success. I would normally call the project done at this point. It's been amazing. I've learned so much about the Adafruit trinket, the RFM69 module, how to communicate between that and the Raspberry Pi, running Docker on the Raspberry Pi, MQTT, the Losant platform, as well as the Losant MQTT broker, and sending a text. It's been packed with learning, which is awesome. And so I would normally say done, no more to do on this project. However, you saw, and let's put up a picture of it, what this thing looks like in my dryer. It's a mess of wires. Now, if I were to tuck it in there, it would probably be okay. There's not like a lot of exposed wires. And this isn't a project that I just wanted to pull out and then be done with. My wife and I really don't like the buzzer on the dryer and would love to get a text message, or doesn't even have to be text. Remember, we set this all up in the Losant cloud, and so we can change it to be an email, a Slack notification, anything we want. And so I would love to leave this in my dryer, and to do that I would prefer that it was on a printed circuit board or PCB and maybe in an enclosure. And so last week I reached out on Twitter to see if anybody was interested in collaborating on the texting dryer project. And about a day later I got a tweet back from Dan, CEO and founder of Agility Design, who said, I think we might be interested in collaborating and helping out. And so I had a little Google Hangout conference with Dan and Andy, one of the engineers at Agility Design, and what a bunch of awesome guys. I mean, such a maker spirit. Told them about the project, what we were doing, how we're showing the entire thing to you guys on the channel, and they were in. They said, that sounds awesome. Let's make something cool out of this. And so I want to say a big thank you to Dan and Andy at Agility Design. And so what does that do for us? Well, they have said that they would love to take this dryer node and make a printed circuit board for it that we will then have printed up. I say printed up, etched, fabbed, whatever you want to say. We'll send the design files off and get it back, and then we'll mount everything on a nice printed circuit board. Dan at Agility has said that he would love to give a shot at making a little enclosure that we can set in the dryer. So really some cool stuff that could come out of this to be able to put in the dryer. The project, instead of just being a maker rat's nest project, this thing we could see get all the way to the end to a nice polished, from all the way from, you've watched the entire process from writing it up on this piece of paper to end, I don't want to call it a product, but end project inside of the dryer. So I'm really excited about this, and really excited about Dan and Andy from Agility collaborating on the texting dryer project. There'll be some more content around that as we get some, as we collaborate. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start our next project, which I am so excited about. And next episode is gonna be the intro to that project, but I've given the information that Dan and Andy need at Agility Design to give us a printed circuit board and an enclosure. And so we're gonna let them do their thing, maybe get some content of them mixed in with this, of the process and what that's like of making a printed circuit board and doing the enclosure design, things like that. And so you'll see more episodes on the texting dryer project. The saga continues, but we're also gonna start in on our next project, which is what we will see in the next episode. Question of the day: what was your favorite part about the texting dryer project? Was it the RFM69, the Raspberry Pi, the Trinket, MQTT, Losant? What was your favorite or most interesting part of the texting dryer project? For me, it's got to be Losant. That's my vote. Just the power of that platform to be able to take a simple MQTT message, and then we don't have to touch any of this after that. We can configure the outcome all the way up in the cloud, which is pretty cool. And so I really enjoyed learning about Losant. What was your favorite part of the texting dryer project? I appreciate everybody watching. Really, I say that at the end of episode, but I really truly appreciate everybody that's tuning in and all of the new people that are joining in and subscribing. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet and you've made it this far in the video, I don't know where I'm going to put it. Somewhere on the screen here, there's a logo. Go ahead and click on that and you'll see a subscribe option. It would mean the world to me if you'd subscribe. I hope everybody has a fantastic week, and stay tuned for what's coming up next. I just finished without doing the outro. Let's do the outro. Thanks for watching Daily IoT, the show where together we're learning how to make the Internet of Things one day at a time.